You walk into her family's house for the first time. The smell of something incredible hits you before you're even through the door. There are at least 15 people in the living room, music playing, kids running around, and suddenly everyone stops. They're all looking at you. Her grandmother, the Abuela, walks up first. She's about 5 feet tall, wearing an apron, and somehow radiates more authority than anyone you've ever met. She pulls you into a hug, says something in rapid Spanish you don't understand, then pinches your cheek. Hard. You smile. You nod. You have no idea what just happened. Her mom appears next, also in an apron, also speaking Spanish, also giving you a look that feels like it's scanning your entire life history. Then her dad, her uncles, her cousins, her aunt who won't stop staring. You're shaking hands, doing the whole introduction circuit, and you realize something critical. You were supposed to greet every single person individually when you walked in. You didn't know that. You just waved at the group like some kind of maniac. Strike one. You don't know it yet, but it's already started. They sit you down at the table. It's covered. Tamales, rice, beans, something with mole sauce that looks like it took 6 hours to make. Her abuela places a plate in front of you that could feed a small village. She's smiling, waiting. Everyone's watching. You look down. You just ate an hour ago. You're completely full. And here's where the calculation starts. Do you tell the truth? Do you say you're not hungry? Or do you understand that this plate of food represents decades of tradition, her grandmother's identity as a caretaker, and the family's way of saying they accept you into their home? You don't understand that yet, so you say the worst possible thing. Oh, I'm good. I actually ate before I came. The room goes quiet. Not silent. Quiet. The kind of quiet where you can hear the music in the background, but it somehow feels louder because nobody's talking. Her grandmother's smile stays on her face, but something behind her eyes shifts. Her mom glances at her dad. Her cousin stops mid-bite. You just rejected their hospitality. You basically told them their food wasn't worth making room for. Her girlfriend jumps in, laughing nervously, saying something in Spanish that you're guessing translates to, "He's kidding, he's starving, he'd love to eat." She's doing damage control. You don't realize how much damage there is to control. You take a bite. It's incredible. Actually incredible. So you think you're recovering. You smile, you nod, you give a thumbs up like some tourist who doesn't know how to act. Then you make it worse. This is great. It's like almost as good as this Mexican place near my apartment. Her family is Puerto Rican. You just compared her grandmother's Puerto Rican cooking to a random Mexican restaurant. You essentially told a French chef that their meal reminds you of Olive Garden. You've collapsed entire categories of culture into one generic box labeled close enough. Her cousin's fork stops halfway to his mouth. Her dad's eyebrow does something you didn't know eyebrows could do. And her abuela? She just stands up, walks to the kitchen, and you hear her say something in Spanish. You don't know what it means, but her mom's face tells you it wasn't good. Now you're sitting there, plate in front of you, realizing something went wrong, but not understanding what. Her girlfriend leans over, whispers, "Just eat, finish everything, and stop talking." You're trying to recover, but you don't know the rules. You don't know that food is love, that comparing cultures is disrespectful, that the abuela's approval isn't optional. It's the foundation of everything. And somewhere in the back of your mind, you're starting to understand. You didn't just offend one person. You offended the entire structure. The family operates as a unit. What you said to the abuela, you said to all of them. But it gets worse. You finish eating, every single bite. Because at this point, survival instincts have kicked in. Her girlfriend excuses both of you, says you need to see something in the other room. You follow. The second you're out of earshot, she turns around. Puerto Rican, we're Puerto Rican, not Mexican. Do you understand the difference? You nod. You don't actually understand the difference yet, but you're learning fast that this matters more than you realized. She explains. Different islands, different history, different music, different food, completely different cultural identity. You just treated them like they're interchangeable. Like a Puerto Rican family and a Mexican family are the same thing with different accents. That's like telling someone from Scotland that their food reminds you of a nice English pub. Technically, they're neighbors. Culturally, you just started a war. You apologize, you mean it. But the damage is done. You walk back into the room, and the vibe has shifted. Her dad's asking questions now. Where are you from? What do you do? What are your intentions with his daughter? It's an interrogation disguised as small talk. Every answer you give is being evaluated by the entire table. Her uncle's watching you like you're a suspect. Her cousin's smirking because he knows you're drowning. Then her mom asks the question. So, you speak any Spanish? You don't. And that's fine, except it's not fine. Because now you're the guy dating their daughter who can't communicate with half the family, who didn't bother to learn even basic phrases before showing up, who clearly didn't think their language mattered enough to try. You say something about Duolingo, about how you've been meaning to start. Her abuela says something in Spanish. Everyone laughs. You're pretty sure it was about you. Her girlfriend translates later. Her abuela said, he's going to need more than a nap. You're sitting there realizing this isn't just dinner. It's a test, and you're failing. Not because you're a bad person, but because you walked into their home without understanding that everything here operates on a different frequency. Respect isn't implied, it's demonstrated. Through language, through food, through acknowledging that their culture isn't just background decoration in their lives, it's the foundation. The evening ends. You say goodbye to everyone individually because her girlfriend whispers that you have to. Handshakes. Awkward half hugs. Her abuela looks at you, nods once, says nothing. That nod isn't approval, it's acknowledgement. You exist. That's all you've earned. You leave. Get in the car. Sit there for a second before starting the engine. She's quiet. You ask if it went okay. She laughs. Not a happy laugh. A laugh that says you have no idea how much work she's going to have to do to recover this. My abuela thinks you're disrespectful. My mom thinks you're ignorant. My dad thinks you're not serious. And my cousin already has a nickname for you that I'm not going to translate. You drove into that house thinking you were meeting her family. You left realizing you just auditioned for a role you didn't know existed. And the review is not good. But here's the thing. You can recover. Latino families are tough, but they're not unfair. You show up again. You learn some Spanish. You eat everything they put in front of you without hesitation. You ask questions about their heritage, their island, their traditions. You prove that the first night was ignorance, not arrogance. That you're willing to do the work. Because in a Latino family, you're not just dating her. You're joining them. And that means understanding that their approval isn't automatic. It's earned. Through respect. Through effort. Through recognizing that the food, the language, the culture, and the abuela's opinion all matter more than you thought. You offended them. But if you're smart, you'll learn why. And next time, you'll walk in knowing that when someone offers you food, you eat it. When someone's abuela is watching, you act right. And when someone's Puerto Rican, you don't compare them to a taco spot in Brooklyn. You walk back in a month later, you've learned basic Spanish phrases. You bring your abuela flowers. You eat everything without hesitation. You ask about Puerto Rico, about her recipes, about the family's history. And slowly, over weeks, over meals, over conversations where you listen more than you talk, something shifts. Her abuela smiles at you. Real this time. Her dad shakes your hand with actual warmth. You're not fully in yet, but you're not the guy who compared their food to a random Mexican restaurant anymore. You're the guy who showed up again, who learned, who proved that respect matters more than being right. That's how you survive offending a Latino family. You don't make excuses. You show up and do better. You show up and do